When the news broke out on Monday, Tuesday, that Super Eagles coaching job could be open to about 4 coaches, Nigerians were wondering why no Nigerian actually qualify for that position. But from the way it is, news coming reaching out is the fact that Jose Pizarro could be the favorable person that could take this particular job. From the way it is now, NFF may settle for Jose Pizarro. After all, he was the one contacted earlier on before that particular contract was dropped. We are going to be looking at that particular first story on the show 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, I have my gentlemen still here. They are ready to. Ibrahim Yusuf, good to have you.
Nice to be here.
And for Naziru Jamajo, that's nice. Good to have you too.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's start with the story I just highlighted, talking about Eagles coaching job. We have Laurent Blanc, Ernesto Valverde, Philippe Cocu, and Jose Pizarro. But for news coming again now is the fact that Pizarro could be the one that will get the nod to take over Super Eagles job.
Why didn't they give him the job in the first place?
Well, because
they called him.
If you remember, let me quickly answer that question. If you remember, during the Nations Cup time, people were like, no, leave it for Eguavoen. After all, he has done well, he has done this. Okay, let him go to Nations Cup. And then, Pizarro also, after Nations Cup, he will take over.
Exactly.
But why don't they allow these guys to continue there? During the Nations Cup, Eguavoen was doing well. First match, second match, before everything.
So that false hope that they got, Eguavoen would actually do the contract job. And then at the end of the day, Eguavoen could not cut it. You understand? So that's the problem. You see, the NFF, it seems, they don't have a plan. There's actually no plan by the NFF. You sack Gernot Rohr. You had absolutely no idea who to give this job to. You understand? Then you bring in Then you bring in Pizarro. And then you say, okay, Pizarro is going to go shadow Eguavoen during the Nations Cup. Because I think he went with him.
Yes.
He was going to shadow Eguavoen during the Nations Cup. And then after the Nations Cup, Eguavoen was going to hand the job over to him. Eguavoen goes in 3 games, everybody's fantastic. Then you drop Pizarro, and now you're sacked Eguavoen because you failed to qualify you for the World Cup, and now you're going back to that same Pizarro and bringing him back. Really? Does that really show any amount of seriousness on the part of the NFF?
No, I'm not from NFF.
That's talking generally now. You understand? Does this show an amount of seriousness when it comes to that? This is a very serious issue. When we're talking about the Super Eagles, we're talking about the hopes of millions and millions of Nigerians. We don't play with the Super Eagles, but it seems like the NFF does not take the Super Eagles seriously. Like I was saying yesterday, you do not have a team. You have nobody on the team. You have a crop of guys that you can call upon to wear the green and white and say, where are Super Eagles? We haven't had a team since Gernot Rohr took over. Because from when he took over till when he got sacked, he did not have a standard team. Calls these ones today, tomorrow he throws them away, calls another one. He has been testing and trying players for the entirety of his stay as the Super Eagles manager. Okay, and now we're still in the same boat.
Well, from the way it is, Jamajo, do you see, because this issue of we have 4 shortlisted now, and from the way it is, Pizarro could be the one to get it out. After all, he was there before. Just like Ibrahim actually pointed out, where do you stand on this? Do you actually prefer a foreigner to a Nigerian?
Yeah, I do. The truth is, a foreign coach, does better with the Super Eagles of Nigeria than the ones we have right here. And football has evolved, football has developed, we have had progress in football. The modern style of play that the modern coaches are using, the European coaches are using, the foreign coaches are using, is the one that we want to see the Super Eagles playing. Since the times that we are told Gernot Rohr was sacked on was the times that Nigerians, the Super Eagles, aren't playing that attractive brand of football. That is why Gernot Rohr was sacked, because he has got every result that we wanted him to. We were in the last round of the World Cup qualifiers when Rohr got sacked. We were in the Africa Cup of Nations. Gernot Rohr qualified us for that. But he got sacked because the Super Eagles ain't playing that brand of football, that attractive brand of football. That is why. So if we are to go with that, then I think a foreign coach who knows the modern system, the modern style, should be the one that we should be appointing. And if we are appointing a modern coach, I don't really think Jose Pizarro deserves to have this job. When you look at his CV, before he joined the last job he had, that is Venezuela, they were 10 unbeaten. When he came, they lost their next 10 games that they played, and he got sacked. And at the end of the day, the Super Eagles brought him that. We would be, expecting him to take over after the Africa Cup of Nations. But after that, the performance of Austin Eguavoen, and then they collapsed everything and said they are not interested in him. That is the Super Eagles, that is the NFF, the incompetence. But I don't think really at this point in time that we should be rushing for a new coach at this point in time, because the NFF election is coming in the next couple of months. I think it is in October or September, something like that. The new president will be coming in. So maybe we should be leaving that for the new president.
Then who coaches Eagles? Because we need to play matches.
Yeah, maybe Amadou Pinnick will definitely fancy his chances of appointing that. But I don't think anything in the Super Eagles, not only the Super Eagles, anything in football in this country under Amadou Pinnick has not worked out. Nothing has worked out. We have been up and down. How many trophies have the Super Eagles won under his tutorship? I don't really think there is any trophy. The only trophy that he can show us is that the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. That's the only thing he can show, and maybe the under-17 or something like that in 8 years. The under-17 has collapsed, under-20 has collapsed. We've missed the under-20 World Cup. We missed the under-17 World Cup. We have missed the Olympics twice.
And we used to be fantastic
yes,
in these age grade
and that is, when you look at it, the English national team, that is what they did. They have stabilized their youth teams. The under-17 won the under-17 World Cup. The under-20 won the under-20 World Cup. Now look at the bunch of players that the England national team, the Three Lions, have in that. Superstars all over the place. We need to restructure those youth teams, and then we get to see the best out of our team. Because a Super Eagles is a team that we usually know that this is a team that most of the time they deliver because the players know the culture of the team. So at this point in time, all the players that we are just going to Europe and then looking at the best players that they said that we've been told that they have their father is making to Nigeria,
Now, comment just continue to what you said that we prefer foreign.
Yes.
But if you look at Senegal, Aliou Cisse has turned things around. It's not foreign.
Yeah,
it's with them.
Yeah, he's not.
And we know what he has done. And we know what Shihata did with Egypt while he was there. So if we are saying, okay, it's only the Europeans that can turn Nigerian football around, although record has showed that most home-based coaches have not been able to, but the likes of Amadou Shuaibu, they try their best just to at least, but each time he qualifies for competition, they drop him. He wouldn't take us to the competition.
Yes.
Is that not a slap on the face of Nigerian coaches?
Yeah, I think Keshi did it. Keshi did it. But the question
and Keshi also, he won the Nations Cup.
But the question at this point in time is, do we really have such kind of coaches right now in Nigeria?
Are you saying the whole Nigeria there is no coach that
is a question. Do we really have them?
What if someone was saying, okay, Amunike came as assistant to Eguavoen in a very short time.
Yes.
Before they were booted out. That is injustice. They should have allowed Amunike. Okay, if you are removing Eguavoen, why don't you allow Amunike to? Let's see what he can do.
Amunike on his CV, I don't really think he deserves
his job. His CV
yes,
now?
We need to look at it.
What about
performance? We need to look at even the Tanzania team that he managed. Well, where did they go?
The thing is, when we're talking about CV, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about where have you been?
Yes.
What have you done? Who have you done it with? The Nigerian managers that we have now, really, the Nigerian coaches that we have now,
yes,
can they tick those boxes?
Okay, let me put this to you. The CV of Aliou Cisse, did it show that he has won something else with other countries?
Exactly. But how long?
But he was given the chance.
How long has Aliou Cisse been?
Yes,
with the
at least
Senegalese
8 years.
Exactly.
But he was able to achieve it.
Exactly.
Yes.
He was there for 8 years. Nigeria
don't have that
does
patience.
not have the patience to give somebody and say, okay, let's go. Okay, Adeni, come and hold Super Eagles for us for 8 years. Let's see what's going to happen. We do not have that patience.
So we are like Chelsea.
Yes.
I mean, always have to show some jives. At least we've been talking Eagles coaching job story here. That issue is really generating a lot of issues concerning Nigeria. Where a lot of Nigerians are not happy because some are saying foreign are wise. Some are saying we're good. We prefer to go foreign. They will be able to instill discipline that team really needs right now. Talking about Eagles coaching job. We move away from there. Let's talk about the NLO, Nationwide League One. Matches were played. Quickly, let's look at some results. Well, so many results here. We have about 140 teams, so you just have to pick little from it. Karofri Tigers 2, Jedo Academy 2, Maikunkele FC 2, and you have TSM actually doing 2-1 there. Basira FC lost at home against Malvern FC 2-3. You have Flight FC winning against Supreme Court by 3-0. What happened to Supreme Court there? You have Delos FC 1-1 against Vet Rovers, Wiki Feeders 3, Wunti FC 2, Gombe Warriors 3, Ashana FC, they actually scored 1 to make it 3-1. Kano Pillars Junior 1, they pipped Kano Stars 1-0 there. Misao United 1, Mighty Jet Feeders, that should be from Plateau. They won, they lost that game by a lone goal. Those are the results coming from the Nationwide League 1 Match Day 5 result. Those matches were played. That was on Wednesday. Now, if you look at from the way it is, I love the fact that we're talking the third tier now, the third tier League of Nigeria. Let's look at the fixtures for today. Right now, they are ongoing as we speak. Let's look at those fixtures. SGF FC Athletic Sports versus Ogbomoso United, Abre Sport versus Oliki Cement FC, Leopard FC versus One Power, Udala FC, Busdor, Hansard, Joseph FC, and you have Koloma United versus Dynamite Force, Police Machine versus Oyinbe FC of Lafia, Niger Tornadoes Feeders, they play against Seed of God, and you have Bakuri FC against Funtua Sharks, and you have FC Yamalite versus Flash Flamingos. If you follow Nigerian League, Flash Flamingos ring bell.
Yes, Flash Flamingos, back in the days.
Yes,
back
Flash
in the
Flamingos.
days. Yeah.
That's a name that ring bell, a big name then. In
Yeah,
football.
it was massive. That was back when the Nigerian League actually
Business allowance of Boko, when those names were ringing.
you had Leventis United, you had teams like Iwanya
Stationary
you have
stores.
stationary stores.
Oh,
you have
goodness.
when Shooting Stars were Shooting Stars, when they were still
Off-suiting.
off-suiting. Back then, you had Ranch Bees, the Abiola Babes. That was when the league, it's
So exciting.
Absolutely fantastic.
Very
because we
exciting. Nobody even cared much about foreign football.
No, not really, because you didn't even have access to it.
Yes.
Back in the days,
many people have TV
exactly
as
back then.
80s?
So you had to go to the stadium, watch these matches live, and get the feeling. And you understand, back then we had lots of private ownership of
Majority
clubs.
of them
They
are
were owned. They
private
were
owned.
all privately owned by individuals and corporations and what. Now what do we have? It has regressed. You understand? And mostly it's owned by state governments. And it's the state government that is willing to spend more on their team. Those are the ones that actually win. So we hope, we wish that things could actually get back to the way they used to be.
Now, going back to the fixtures that we just, let's look at the fixture again as we talk about these matches. You see, Yamalite FC, their name also ring bell. I don't know what happened. I think that team seems to play good football, but they'll be facing Flash Flamingos. Funtua Sharks, they will be playing against Bakuri FC. Niger Tornadoes Feeders against Seed of God. Bakuri FC, maybe Bakuri is from Adamawa.
No, Bakuri is Katsina. I think.
Katsina
Yeah,
State.
so I think that's a local derby.
A local derby from Funtua versus Bakuri FC.
Exactly.
In Katsina.
That is actually a derby.
A good one there. And you have, if you look at Busdor FC, another team, that their name also rings
Rings
bell.
a bell, yeah.
Busdor United, rather, facing Udala FC. These are matches, Ogbomoso United. When you look at this name, you feel Nigerian. You feel homely.
Yes, exactly, because I think they're the third tier, so they are closer to the people. That is more grassroots.
More grassroots football.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but yes, the teams are really trying to make sure that they make it into the second tier and maybe play in the NPFL. So thank God we can't be able to see our teams right there in the third tier performing, and they can't be able to give us glimpses of what happened in the past years and the glory years, talking of the NPFL as well as the second tier and the third tier. So it's nice having such kind of leagues performing. And also I can see local teams, the likes of Miso United, as well as Wiki Feeders, Winti FC.
Niger Tornadoes Feeders.
These are teams that I all know them. I'm a man, I lived in Bauchi, so I know all these teams. I've witnessed them playing. It's nice seeing them, making it in the third tier of the Nigeria League.
And hopefully, majority of them will be vying to see how they can get to NNL, at least from there to
the MPFL, of course. But investments need to be made. That's all I keep saying.
Yes.
Investments need to be made. We need to invest in these teams. We need to build them. We need to build the league. We need to brand it well. We need to market it, sell it, get the required investment into our football. That is the only thing that is going to get us where we need to get.
Okay, we've been looking at the Nigerian Nationwide League One, the total of our league. At least we have to talk about it. It's our own. No foreign station will take those stories. We just have to go more grassroots. And like Ibrahim said, investment is the key. We need to invest in sport, and also private ownership should be allowed more, just like the way it was in the 80s, 70s, 90s, where we have more privately owned club, where everything was run so perfectly, everything was going well. Well, if you can go back to that time, it would be nice to have Nigerian football back. Now let's go for it. Let's look at matches will be coming up in Europa League and also Europa Conference. Let's start with the Europa League, where Atalanta versus RB Leipzig will be on. Barcelona, Eintracht Frankfurt, Lyon, West Ham, Rangers, Sporting Braga. Now let's stay with this. Atalanta, RB Leipzig, you have it. But almost all out of the 4 matches, they are standing on 1-1 aggregate.
Yes.
So from the way it is, Atalanta, Leipzig. if I'm to start, I don't want to. Atalanta Leipzig, if you look at this game, both teams, you can place them at, okay, it's going to be 50-50. They are both doing well in their league. So where do you stand, Jamacho?
Yeah, it's going to be a game for all of us to watch. I think it is going to be a very entertaining game, looking at the fact that Atalanta this season, whenever Atalanta is even playing, not only this season, you expect goals in their games. So maybe today would be one of them. I just hope, because in the first leg, I can say disappointed a little bit because it ended 1-1. So we would be expecting like fireworks today, goals continuously in the game to make the game exciting. But Atalanta, they've got players that can change games, as well as RB Leipzig also. After, sacking Jesse March, they have got their acts together and doing very well this season. So I just hope it turns out to be a fantastic game between these two sides. And at the end of the day, the better side will progress, because I want to see fireworks in this game.
Now, if it's going to be, I don't want to go to that. Let's talk Barcelona. Eintracht Frankfurt. It ended 1-1 draw in the first leg. Now the second leg is coming up at the Nou Camp. Do you see Barcelona, because we know what Xavi has done since he moved to join that team? Do you see him at least winning this encounter?
Yes, as a non-Barcelona fan, it actually hurts me to say this, but Xavi has been a very good job in Barcelona. They were terrible at one point during the season.
Very terrible.
They were out of sorts. They didn't know their left from right. They had financial problems. Nobody wanted to go there. Nobody wanted to. It was really terrible. But Xavi came and he steadied the ship. You understand? And they're getting good results and they're playing good football, and everybody seems to be excited now. The Barcelona fans seem to be excited about it. I think they will be able to win. Yes, against.
But at times the German teams can be
yes, they could be
very
tricky.
Stubborn and
They could be very tricky, and most especially when it comes to Barcelona. Barcelona doesn't find it easy playing against German teams as occasioned by Bayern a couple of seasons ago. But I think they still have that little bit of an edge. Yeah, to make it through. Yes,
Frankfurt,
yes, to make it through. Yes, I think they do. It
is very possible. Do you agree with that?
50-50, I think, because the first game tells you all you need to know about this Eintracht Frankfurt side, although they had their 12th man, talking of the fans, because sometimes in Germany we are told that even the players, they don't use the number 12 jersey because that is left for the fans. So their fans were there for them in the first game and they performed really well. I think at the end of the day, maybe they might be looking back and say, we didn't finish our chances in the first leg, because in the first 30 minutes against Barcelona in the first leg, if Eintracht Frankfurt had been 4 or 3-0 up, nobody would have complained, because they had the chances. They tried their best to make sure that they go all out against Barcelona, and they did. But at the end of the day, it didn't work out. They only had the chance to score 1 goal in the game, after the halftime. So it's going to be difficult for them today. The experience they gave Barcelona in the first leg, I think is what they are going to face today, because Barcelona have got their own big stadium, the capacity 92,000. If the fans can go ahead and fill that stadium, continue jumping and shouting for the rest of the game, I think Barcelona will come out on top. When you look at it, Barcelona, Xavi rested players like Pedri during the week, but at the end of the day, he had to come on and then save Barcelona during the game they played. Luke de Jong also performing. So I think the belief that Barcelona players have got at this point in time, the run they are on to 14 games unbeaten, is not an easy number. So it will definitely be an exciting game, as we'll expect. At the end of the day, maybe 60-40, I can say. Barcelona.
For Barcelona,
yeah,
60?
Yeah, 60-40.
Good one there. Now let's look at Olympique Lyon, despite their experience so far, but West Ham United seems to be ready to at least, although it ended 1-0 draw also, but from the way it is, I only wish for David Moyes to at least, West Ham seems to be like, they've shocked everyone.
Yeah, well, West Ham has had a very good season so far. They have exceeded expectations. A lot of people did not expect them to do as well as they're doing right now. I mean, like at one point they were fighting for the top 4 in the Premier League, and it's fantastic. They're playing very good football, and nobody expected them to get here. Just like you said, maybe for the neutrals, they might have some sympathy lying with West Ham and want them to actually do that. But Lyon is a very strong side.
And experience.
And they have the European pedigree, you understand, to actually make it. I think that match, I think, is the pick of the bunch for me. It's the pick of the bunch for me, because you can't really call it. You really can't call it, because on their day, West Ham can beat almost anybody.
And for Lyon,
and Lyon, we know Lyon. We know what they have done. We know we know their capabilities. We know what they can do. We know the kind of players that they have. So really, this game, if there's a game that's truly on a knife edge, it's this game. So it's the pick of the bunch for me, and you really can't call it. It is 50-50. It's anybody's game.
It is anybody's game. Well, maybe Jamacho would I want to differ concerning that.
I'll go with West Ham, definitely.
You go with West Ham?
With West Ham because
Moyes is giving you some tips.
He's doing an excellent job, as you have said, in the West Ham United team. You look at the way they are playing. Declan Rice as well as Thomas Tuchel have built a fantastic partnership at the center of the park. Gerard Bowen scoring goals, and Ben Rahma off the bench anytime he scores. And in the first leg, they had a red card. They got a red card in the game, but at the end of the day, they seed out the game. And they were the ones who even scored first. They took the lead before Marseille came to equalize. They are traveling to France. It's going to be difficult, but at the end of the day, I expect West Ham United to go through to the next round because they are one of the
favorites. Who says if Lyon can come to London and draw 1-1?
Exactly. Exactly. So they can actually get a result as well. Definitely.
It's very possible. We've been looking at the chance of all the team playing in the Europa League that will be happening live tonight. Well, Barcelona will have to up their game if they are to drop Eintracht Frankfurt. That game is going to be a big one. And also Lyon West Ham, another big match between the two. Well, for Lyon West Ham, that's a match a lot of people want to see. What will Moyes be doing against Lyon despite their experience? Then for Rangers Sporting Braga, so far Sporting Braga seems to be coasting home. Let's see what they can do. They out of the 4 matches now, they are the one leading with just a leg. But let's see, can Rangers turn things around over there in Scotland?
Well, it all depends on which Rangers turn up. You understand?
The
when you look at Rangers this season, they have been patchy. You know, they have been dodgy. They've been fantastic this week. Next week they'll play. They'll be absolutely rubbish. So it actually depends on which Rangers.
Inconsistency has been
exactly. It has been the bane of Rangers' performance this season. You know, so the Rangers that we knew all those years back, it's not this. These are not the
Rangers that was dragging with Celtic.
Exactly. This is not the Rangers that we know and love. You understand? So it depends on which one decide to turn up. If Rangers decide to play a blinder, then definitely they might get something out of it. And they're playing at home, so that's something to look forward to.
Good one there. Quickly, let's look at the Europa Conference League matches will also be coming up there. Quickly, let's look at the way it is. PSV Eindhoven will be at home against Leicester City. PAOK Salonika, that's a Greece team. They will be hosting French team Marseille, Olympique Marseille. While Bodo Glimt against Roma. Bodo Glimt are leading 2-1, and you have Slavia Prague, where you have Nigeria Lionka. So they will be playing against Feyenoord of Netherlands there. Those are the matches that will be coming up. So if we take it 2-2 because of our time. Eindhoven rather, PSV Eindhoven versus Leicester. Well, maybe because of Nigerian factor.
Yeah, we'll all want to see Leicester do well because of the Nigerians that are actually there. So yeah, we'll actually want to give it to Leicester.
But from the way it is, Leicester needs to work hard.
Yeah, they do. They do. Of course, they do need to work hard. These games, European games like this, and playing against a PSV Eindhoven of everybody that knows a team like this is going to be difficult. They'll fancy their chances. But if Leicester can wake up and play the way they played during the week against Crystal Palace, I think they'll have something out of this game.
Good one. Let's go back to those fixtures before we wrap it up. We look at the fact that Roma also they want to win. They'll be playing against Bodo Glimt, PAOK Salonika and Marseille. Let's take it. PAOK Salonika and Marseille. This is a game that people want to tip towards Marseille.
Yeah, because of the pedigree. You understand? Because of European pedigree. Because Marseille, we all know what Marseille has done in European football, and where they are now is not really that fantastic. But still, because of that, you'll really want to give it to them.
AS Roma, they are trailing Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt is a team that nobody, if not for this conference, a lot of people don't even know which country or club, you understand? But from the way it is, the Moldova team seems to be ready to turn things around.
They actually surprised everybody, Roma most especially, because Roma did not expect to get the kind of fight that they're getting from this small team, so to speak. So I think they might there's still a surprise in them.
Although they are called sleeping giants, so maybe they need to wake up from their slumber.
they really need to.
But at this point in time, I think there is no better manager that can do it other than Jose Mourinho. So maybe his experience will be something that Roma will benefit from today. Maybe because they are playing at home and also they have their own fans backing them. Jose Mourinho's experience for these European competitions might get to help them, and at the end of the day, they'll come out on top.
And let's see if Tammy Abraham will be scoring. Possibly. Now let's take the last one on the fixtures. We've been looking at Roma against Bodo Glimt and not forgetting other matches that will be coming up, talking about the Europa Conference League. Slavia Prague, we have Nigerians there, about 3 of them there about, and they'll be playing against Feyenoord. I'll still go back to my Nigerian factor, hoping that Olayinka and Saul will be able to score, although they score in the first leg and they'll be playing against Feyenoord today. Although we know Feyenoord, yes, the manage the V's team. They know how to play football. But for Slavia Prague to get here, all the team are equally good.
Yes, well, just like you said, for any team to get to this particular stage, then they deserve to be here. And we shouldn't be surprised if they actually go there, get results, and progress. Every team that's here deserves to go forward. So
the first leg, I think, favored them. They led 3-1.
Exactly.
So you should just wrap it up today.
They should be able to. Should be able to do that. But we all know how it goes. We all know football is not that straightforward.
We want them to do Real Madrid.
It's not that straightforward. So anything can happen. But they have a very good chance to make it through.
Jamajo?
Yeah, I'm with him 100%.
About Slavia Prague?
Yes.
You guys are trying to copy me because you have Nigerians there, Olayinka and So. Although the player called So, a lot of people don't really know him, but he has been with that team. Olayinka seems to be more popular because he's with Eagles and all that. But So and the other guy, player. But from the way it is, at least those goals they keep scoring is really lifting Slavia Prague. These are teams that, if you think of Czech Republic, you think of this kind of, they are the Real Madrid of Czech Republic.
Exactly, because they've been there for a while.
Exactly. So, but we wish them all the best as they prosecute these games. All the Nigerians that will be playing Leicester City, not forgetting Prague, Slavia Prague too. We have so many Nigerians there. We wish them all the best, and not forgetting Rangers too. Aribo, Balogun, they are there too. Although they are trailing Sporting Braga in their own match. We'll be looking at the fixtures that will be coming up tonight in the Europa League and also Europa Conference. Not forgetting the Nigerian Nationwide League One, the top tier of our league. Earlier on, we talked about Super Eagles coaching job. Hopefully, let the best man get the job and at least get Eagles to the best of football. We've been talking with Nazir Jamajo. Thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Ibrahim Yusuf.
Thanks for having me.
Don't argue with me.
No, I'm not going to thank you.
Well, that's it. Adeni Aji Shafet, that's the name. We want to appreciate you for staying glued to Watch 360 Sport on Trust TV. Thanks for watching.